Okay, picture this. You're at the end of an absolutely amazing trip to Singapore. You're exhausted, your suitcase is barely zipping shut, and honestly, the absolute last thing you want to do is navigate some confusing maze of airport bureaucracy just to get a few bucks back. I get it. It usually feels like way more trouble than it's worth, right? Well, today in this explainer, we're going to show you how turning that annoying chore into guaranteed cash back from your shopping spree is actually surprisingly easy. You just got to know the exact steps to avoid that last-minute terminal panic.
Because let's be real, nobody likes leaving free money on the table. Today, we're completely demystifying the Singapore Goods and Services Tax refund process. We're going to break down the exact steps to claim your GST refund smoothly, with zero travel stress. We'll walk together right from that first exciting purchase at the city retail counter all the way to your departure gate, making sure every single dollar you're owed makes its way right back to your wallet.
So, here's our flight path for today. We'll start with shopping and preparation, move on to the luggage divide, then checking your luggage, carrying on your goods, and finally, collecting your refund.
Let's kick things off with step 1, shopping and preparation. Now, you might expect a mountain of paperwork at the cash register, but honestly, the in-store requirement is incredibly simple. To kick off the process right at the point of purchase, you basically just need two things. First, simply hand over your original passport. Just a heads up, photocopies usually won't cut it here, so keep the real deal handy while you shop. Second, show your valid e-visit pass. You know, the one issued by the Immigration and Checkpoints Authority when you first enter Singapore. Once you hand those over, the retail staff takes care of the rest. They'll seamlessly process your refund right there at the counter. The heavy lifting is pretty much done for you in a matter of seconds.
But you probably want total peace of mind before you even walk out of the store, right? Well, you've got a brilliant digital tool right at your fingertips. You can hop onto the IRAS, the Electronic Tourist Refund Scheme digital service, to instantly verify that your refund was actually submitted successfully in the background. It's a fantastic way to make sure everything is on track before you even start packing your bags. No guessing, no crossing your fingers, just absolute confirmation right on your phone.
All right, moving right along to part 2, the luggage divide.
So, fast forward to your arrival at Changi Airport. This is where we hit the absolute most critical fork in the road of this entire process, and where a lot of tourists actually mess up. The whole airport GST refund process dramatically splits based on one single super practical decision. Did you pack your new purchases in your checked luggage, or are you keeping them with you to hand carry onto the plane? That's it. The path you take from here entirely depends on which side of this divide your items fall. Pro tip, make this decision in your hotel room, not in the back of your taxi, because it literally dictates your very first move at the terminal.
And why is this divide such a big deal? Well, this strict separation is there for a very practical reason. Singapore Customs has to physically verify your goods at the right stage of your departure. Think about it. If you pack those brand new luxury sneakers deep in the belly of a massive Boeing 777, Customs obviously can't inspect them at the departure gate. They have to actually see the goods to approve the refund. Once you understand that physical limitation, the logic behind the whole airport process makes total sense.
Which brings us to part 3, checking your luggage.
Let's look at Path A. If you decided to pack those purchases into the checked bags you're handing over to the airline, your very first stop is the GST refund area located out in the departure check-in hall. But listen closely. Do not head to your airline counter yet. The most crucial word here is before. You absolutely must process your claim before checking your luggage. If you enthusiastically send your bags down that conveyor belt first, you cannot claim the refund for those items. Customs can't see them anymore, which means they are gone, and so is your money. So, hit the refund kiosk first.
When you get to that kiosk, you'll scan your passport and process the claim. And here's the absolute best-case scenario. If your transactions are approved right then and there, boom, you are good to go. It's such a great feeling. Your claim is copied into the system and the verification phase is instantly done. No hassle, no standing in line to talk to an officer. You're officially free to head straight over to your airline counter, drop off those heavy bags, and finally relax. Now, occasionally the kiosk might spit out a physical inspection slip instead of giving you instant approval. If this happens, don't panic, it is totally routine. You just need to head to the nearby customs counter for a quick physical inspection of your goods. And to save yourself a ton of stress, have these 5 exact things ready to go before you step up. Your original passport, your e-visit pass, the receipts, your flight details, and crucially, keep your GST refund items easily accessible. Seriously, this is where planning pays off. Don't be that person frantically digging through a tightly packed suitcase looking for a luxury watch buried under dirty laundry while everyone glares at you. Just pack those refund items right at the top.
All right, let's pivot to part 4, carrying on your goods.
Let's reset and look at path B. Say you're keeping those luxury items close to your chest in your carry-on bag. Your timeline actually shifts completely. You can just bypass those check-in hall refund kiosks entirely. Go ahead, check your large bags, get your boarding pass, head straight through security and clear immigration. You're actually going to wait until you're relaxing in the departure transit lounge. That's where you'll find another set of ETRS kiosks. Just like before, you process your claim there. And if your specific goods happen to get flagged for inspection this time around, you just stroll over to the nearby customs counter right there in the lounge to show them what you bought.
Finally, we arrive at step 5, collecting your refund.
You've successfully navigated the bureaucracy, your goods are verified. So how do you actually get paid? The payment options are incredibly straightforward. If you chose a cash refund back at the kiosk, you just physically head over to the cash refund counter, which is right there in the transit lounge after immigration, and collect your money. But if you chose a non-cash refund, like directly back to your credit card or a digital wallet, like Alipay, it's a completely automatic process. You don't even need to visit the cash counter. The whole thing finishes up in the background, and you can head straight to duty-free shopping or grab a coffee at your gate.
But before you fly off, there is one final fundamental rule you absolutely cannot break. You must physically bring your purchased goods out of Singapore with you. This whole tax refund program exists specifically for tourists who are actually exporting these items back home. So handing things off to a local friend in the departure hall or, consuming the items before you fly, that breaks the rules. Make sure those beautiful new purchases actually leave the country with you on your flight.
So, there you have it. The money is literally on the table waiting for you. The only thing standing between you and your refund is just knowing whether to hit those kiosks before you check your bags or after you clear immigration. Map out your packing strategy before you even leave your hotel room, and I promise you'll breeze through the airport. The only question left is, are you going to be the savvy traveler who gets their tax money back or the tourist who leaves it behind for the government? Safe travels out there and happy refund hunting.